I'm joined right now by Chael Sonnen. Chael, nice to have you on the program. How are you?
Jim, awesome to be here. I'm doing well, buddy.
Good to have you. All right, let's talk about the fight first. Dana White has said that Silva's the best fighter in the world. I've heard you say you think that he's a fraud. What makes you think so?
Look, Anderson Silva's got good skills, but to act like his resume is anywhere near mine is absurd. This guy hasn't accomplished near what I have in this sport. I beat 5 world champions. I fought 12 guys in the top 10, and I beat 10 of them. He can't make claims even close to that.
What do you think about his level of competition?
Well, he's only fought a couple of guys that are still with the company. He fought a math teacher in Ohio. He fought a one-legged guy from Canada, and he fought a bunch of guys that didn't even hold their spot in the roster. Again, he's a good little fighter, but he's going to find out in 2 days I am the best.
Chael, did you just call him a good little fighter?
Yeah, he's a good little fighter.
You got no more respect for that than that? He's a good little fighter?
Yeah, he's a good little fighter. He's got some skills and some talents in some areas. You know, he's not going to be a walk in the park, but this isn't going to be the hardest match of my life either.
Which was a tougher match than this one?
I'll tell you, there's nobody out there that can beat Yushin Okami. In fact, Yushin Okami beat this guy. I beat Yushin. I'm the only guy to beat Paulo Filo. I don't think Paulo would have much of a problem with this guy. But, you know, he's a good little fighter. He needs to be taken seriously.
Chael Sonnen joining us. How did this particular fight get so personal for you?
3 words: earrings, crooked hats, and pink T-shirts.
Explain what you mean by that.
We'll do the math from there. That represents Anderson Silva. I represent the working man. I represent the guy that gets up and slugs it out every day regardless of how he feels. This guy's a rich man. A rich man's got many problems. A hungry man only has one.
So what, like he's just kind of a rich guy? He's not in the trenches? I mean, where does that leave him? What are you saying?
Well, everything you're saying is true. Listen, I make no apologies, Jim. We are not all going to get along, okay? There's people that everybody doesn't like in every walk of life, and he's one in my industry, and I'm going through him in 2 days, and I'm not backing off that stance, and I'm not apologizing for
so
it.
When you talk about going through him, do you think that you can win this fight, or do you know you're going to win this fight?
No, I think I can win this fight. I don't know I'm going to win. Look, that's what bullies do. Bullies fight people they know they can win. I never know I'm going to win. I just know that I can win. I've worked hard my whole life. Some guys go to training camps for 8 or 10 weeks. I don't have 8 or 10 weeks coming at this guy, Jim. I got 25 years. I started on this mission when I was 9 years old, and on Saturday night I'm going to finish the game.
Hey, what do you think about the job that Silva's done of selling this fight, promoting the fight? Do you think he's done a good job in that regard?
He's actually done the opposite effect. Not only has he not helped to promote the fight, he's actually tried to stop me. His management has called my management behind the scenes and asked that we stop with the promotion and that we stop with the taunting of Anderson. So, look, this is Anderson's last fight. Dana White knows that he's anti-UFC. He knows that Anderson has tried to sabotage the company for years. And win, lose, or draw, Anderson's getting fired by Sunday morning.
What makes you think so, Chael? I mean, if he wins that fight, you think Dana White would fire him? How come?
Well, Dana's already said he's not going to put up with his antics. He already said if Anderson does it again, he's going to fire him. In fact, he said it to you on your show. Dana means it. He's a man of his word, and Anderson has no choice but to do those antics. Those things that we're calling antics, that's just his fighting style. You can't change it. Your style is your style. This is it. They call this show Sonnen versus Silva. They ought to call it the Anderson Silva retirement party, hosted by yours truly.
Chael, Silva does not speak English, so in your opinion, is just doing the work, and he does the work, is doing the work and just showing up and fighting not enough?
Anderson speaks perfect English. I've known Anderson Silva for a number of years. Everybody in the UFC knows he speaks English, including Dana, which is one of the frustrations with this whole si habla Espanol thing. He just doesn't want to talk to the media, and he doesn't want to talk to the fans, so he pretends that he doesn't as soon as that red light is blinking. But no, I mean, listen, we're not in that industry. There's been many companies that have come along and tried, Jim, and every one of them's failed except the UFC. So for any of us to pretend that all Anderson has to do is put in the work, as you said it, and show up, well, then why didn't these other companies succeed?
Chael, I really don't know the guy well enough to know, but are you telling me he can speak perfect English but chooses not to because he doesn't want to answer any questions?
Not only can he speak perfect English, and not only, look, I made this claim over a year ago. I'm the one that outed him. We all knew it. It was a locker room secret. We all knew he spoke English, but I'm the one that outed him. You can go on YouTube and find a number of interviews where he slips up and starts speaking perfect English. One time, here, I'll tell you a funny story. One time, we were just on CNN. He says something in Portuguese. His interpreter translates it in Portuguese. Anderson then corrects him. And the interpreter comes on and says, "Oh, I'm sorry." The interpreter rather interpreted in English. Anderson comes on and corrects him. And the interpreter goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Apparently I misquoted him." So Anderson actually picked up. Are you with me? Did I say that clearly?
Yeah, no, I got that. I think I know where you're going with that.
Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah. Chael, what kind of advantage do you have over him, and why do you think you're going to beat him?
Well, listen, I'm the tougher guy. This is a 25-minute fight, and this is going to come down to who's tougher, not who's better. I don't care who's better. They want to talk about, striking and grappling. This isn't the ultimate striking or grappling championship. This is the ultimate fighting championship. I am a better fighter than him. I'm a better fighter than any man God ever created. And in 2 days, I'm going to have 12 pounds of gold to prove it.
Hey, Chael, let me ask you something. You struck me as a pretty bright guy. Do you believe all these things, or are you just saying it to hype the fight?
I believe them all, Jim. This is all from my heart. You're never going to see, you'll watch a boxing match and you feel like you got duped into buying something where Tyson fights Lennox, and then as soon as it's done, they're shaking and hugging and telling each other that it was all for press. I will never offer an apology. I will never back off of any of these statements. I mean, look, if Anderson Silva beats me, that doesn't mean he's that great. That just means I'm that bad.
Chael Sonnen joining us on the program. So, Chael, what happened? Did you or did you not make the statement that Lance Armstrong gave himself cancer?
I did not, and Lance Armstrong called me about that. We are teammates on the Nike team together. I work out in the Lance Armstrong building 3 days a week at the Nike campus, the world headquarters of Beaverton, Oregon. I have never spoke of Lance Armstrong or anybody else that doesn't have a contract in the middleweight division with the UFC. So
what did Lance Armstrong say to you when he called you?
He said, "I heard your interview. What are you saying about me?" I said, "Well, that was the first I heard about it." He broke the story for me. I thought he was kidding, and I didn't even think it was him. I've only talked to him on the phone a couple of times. I didn't really know what was going on. He blindsided me, and now you're the third person to bring it up. Somebody asked me about it yesterday, too, but I assure you, Jim, you will not see any footage of any such interview, complimentary or derogatory, on that topic.
Joe, there's actually, though, audio on the internet of if it's not you, it's somebody saying it. Is it not you who made the statement?
Look, it's not me. There's 5 MySpace pages for me. They're not me. There's 5 Facebooks and there's 2 Twitter accounts. And I'm not even on the internet on a daily basis. So I can't say it any clearer. I told Lance I made peace with him yesterday. That's not me. Joe,
let me ask you something. For instance, I know what you mean when you say there's 5 MySpace pages. Even I've got those imposter MySpace pages. But there's a link of audio that went through Yahoo. I mean, I could play this for you. Can you tell me if I play this for you that this is not you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can play it for me.
Let me play it for you, Chael. Go ahead.
When you screw up and take Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong did a number of things, and he gave himself cancer. Okay, Lance Armstrong cheated. He did drugs. He gave himself cancer. Well, instead of saying, "Hey, listen, I cheated. Nobody else should cheat or you could get cancer," he actually made himself the victim and then went out and profited like $15 million.
Chael, I could be wrong. That sounds a lot like you.
Jim, that doesn't sound anything like me. Have the callers call in. There's no way anybody will think that sounds like me.
Chael, honestly, because, I mean, respectfully, it sounds exactly like you.
Sounds like a guy with a Hispanic accent to me. Maybe I had a bad connection, but I thought you were kidding around with that voiceover. That's certainly not me.
All right, so you're telling me that's not you, Chael.
I can't say it to you any clearer, brother.
Okay. All right. Final predictions on the fight.
I'm leaving there with the World Championship, and Anderson Silva is leaving there unemployed.
Okay, you got it. What I'm going to do, Chael, you're right. I should leave it to the callers. Listen, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Good to have you on.